Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hello Canadian MJ friends, a bit of a quickie here. Not a whole lot has changed from Friday's video. One thing worth noting is that we started the day this morning with the S&P 500 extremely weak, seeing a lot of downside action. The Canadian MJ sector was clearly bullishly correlated, and US MJ as well, so US MJ sector in general, clearly bullish correlated and held on great as the market dropped. I anticipated a more bullish reaction on the market bounce, which we did not see. CGC pretty much completely disregarded SPY today. So as we know, those correlations come and go. And in this instance, in both directions, we didn't really see a significant impact. But I did watch correlation with SPY on Cron a little bit more significantly than the sector as a whole today. But as of what we're still looking for, not much has changed. We still have the lower high being set on the daily. And I'm going to call our new lower high on CGC at 32.55, and that's because we pulled back further today from the resistance that we hit on Friday. So now we're looking for a higher low to form compared to 28.10, and to shift this daily momentum, we are going to look for a higher low and then a break of 32.55 to try and see further follow through. Declining bear volume is a good sign for the bulls, but at this point, the burden of proof is on the bulls. We cannot give the bulls any benefit of the doubt. They have to change trends in order for us to be excited about any kind of follow through. So that's the most important resistance, 32.55. After that comes 35.18. SPY bulls showed up today. It's a bullish reversal candlestick. We need an hourly higher low and higher high on SPY to change that trend. Again, watch those market videos, but we could get a bit of a bounce here in the tech sector for the next couple of days, which could lead to continuation in Canadian MJ on this bounce attempt as well. So let's look at APHA. APHA bulls, very pleased with how we held up today. And that is because we have no follow through. So you can see CGC had follow through. We broke the low of Friday. APHA did not. It's a very tight range, a daily inside bar. I attempted a trade on APHA first thing this morning. Saw a little bit of bullish correlation with SPY. As soon as SPY rolled over and went bearish, I exited pretty much break even. Ended up being a small loss due to fees and such. But we have a daily inside bar to be watching. So it's very simple. We look on the hourly time frame. Things are tightening. We got the high, low, lower high, higher low. Anything, a break of 785 is a bull break, and a break of 704 is a bear break. Those are the most important levels for me right now. There's also another resistance level thrown in at 767 to be watching, but we have not consolidated enough from that resistance level for it to stand out as an important level for me. For me, it's still 785 as the most important resistance level to try and see the low of consolidation, lower high, higher low, higher high, if we can break 785. So nice tight daily range to be watching on APHA. Still waiting on Wednesday. Again, the vast majority of the report is going to be priced in my opinion. At this point, the pressure is on the bulls because it's going to be, in my opinion, the market should be anticipating exactly what APHA management has said is coming. A line for line rebuttal, completely disproving the short report. If we do not get anything but that, we're going to get a bearish reaction, in my opinion, because the market is pricing in exactly what they told us is coming at this point. Could we see some bullish reaction to that report coming out? Absolutely, and we should be prepared for that as well. But just preparing myself for Wednesday psychologically, I'm going to say, just like the farm bill at this point, it's mostly priced in, and we could react in either direction to it. So I'm going to watch the hourly support levels as we head into those events, or that event, and see where we stand. Maybe Tuesday night, tomorrow night, we'll have a lot more information in terms of what to anticipate in terms of a reaction to that report. And just one more comment on that. If we were to see APHA come out strong tomorrow and see a 10% bull move, I would say that it's more likely we're going to get a bearish reaction on Wednesday. If we see a pullback and a bear break of the daily inside bar, I would say it's more likely we're going to get a bullish reaction to that news coming out. So that's what I mean by the action leading up into Wednesday is going to be important. ACB, and this is on the TSX. So still using US exchanges for Canopy and Cron due to the volume, and Canadian tickers APHA and ACB. So ACB, it's all 5 Well, that's the US version. For the Canadian version, it's all 794 resistance. And we could potentially call that 8 psychological. In the US, it is 597 is the most important level with a double top, and we can call that $6. So that's the most important resistance level. Look how many times we've topped out there. 794, 788, 787, 782, 789. We've got 5 tops in the 780, 790 range. And we clearly have to break those resistance levels for any kind of follow through. We didn't break the low of Friday, which is again more bullish than CGC. And if we zoom in on the hourly time frame, we've got our resistance at 789. Key support is 736. And the bulls want to break 770 first thing tomorrow to try and make their way up to those resistance levels. So it's all about those tops, and ACB looking for clear follow through. If we get a break of those tops, that's the most important resistance level. And what that does for me psychologically is I can say to myself, all right, I have no interest in ACB as a bull unless that level breaks, because that's the level where the bulls start to prove things to me in terms of shifting this momentum. And if we cannot break that level, bulls aren't proving anything. So that's going to be key. And if we were to get a break, we would then be looking at these exponential moving averages closing in on a potential cross. And we haven't seen a bull cross of them since we saw a very significant bull move. So these exponential moving averages, the 12 and 26 period, have been great on a bull signal and a bear signal in the last few months. So keeping an eye out, if we do get follow through, we will be closing in on a potential bull cross there. Cron. One thing I want to point out on Cron on this chart is the upper Bollinger Band. So I do watch Bollinger Bands when we are in breakout or breakdown mode because it's a key support. And I can say to myself, as long as the upper Bollinger Band is support on Cron, the bulls have complete control. So we're going to watch that level every day, update it each morning. This looks like a bull flag. And another reason it looks like a bull flag is the hourly time frame had a clear break of support that saw no follow through. So we have the high of the reaction, the low of consolidation, which was 1236, a lower high at 1373, and we broke support and only pulled back 8 cents. Look at how much support is below 1236. The answer is nothing. So the fact that we broke that support and saw no follow through is bullish, and that tells me to zoom out and look for a bull flag. And that's on any time frame. If we're in a 5-minute uptrend and we see a 5-minute lower high and lower low with no follow through for the bears, I zoom out and look for a 15-minute bull flag. So that's the instance here on the daily. We zoom out and look for that potential bull flag. It's very healthy consolidation. Ideal scenario for the bulls tomorrow is hold the low of the day, 1228, break 1304 first thing, and then we're looking at 1378. I would not be surprised to top out with a lower high compared to 1378 and need one more hourly higher low before trying to break those resistance levels. But all in all, bulls are pleased with a break of support and no follow through at this point. So the bulls still have momentum on Cron. And KSHB is the one I'm going to highlight for today for its clear resistance. And I did establish a KSHB position today based on the hourly time frame. We did close with a little bit of bullish momentum. Why I'm interested in KSHB is, again, what I've talked about with the chart giving us a daily uptrend, showing us that there's some accumulation behind the scenes. We're looking for an uplisting. $6 is a double top, $5.99 and $5.98. Break those levels. We have limited resistance. 610 and 665 are the next two resistance levels. So if we can break $6 tomorrow, we're going to look for some decent follow through. If we cannot break $6 and we break the low of hourly consolidation, which was a potential bull flag today, 582 is key support. If we cannot break 599 and we fall back and break 582, that tells us daily consolidation is coming and we need a higher low on the daily time frame. I'm using that level as my stop. If 582 breaks, I'm going to be out of the trade and patiently waiting for a daily higher low to form. And at that point, I would probably just wait to buy a $6 resistance break on my next entry. But at this point, I don't mind holding overnight on KSHB, as I believe positive news would be more likely than negative news. And other than that, I do believe that the bulls are going to have another attempt at $6 resistance first thing tomorrow. We'll see if they're able to break it or not. So USMJ, some of the names had some solid days today. Charlotte's Web up 3%. IAN was up close to 6%. And that definitely dwarfs Canadian MJ aside from APHA. MedMen was up 6.5%. So some life in USMJ. There was some more Farm Bill stuff that came out, a tweet about pretty much telling us it's going to go through. So again, that's being priced in. And that, in my opinion, is why the USMJ names had a little bit more upside today in response to that. So keeping an eye on SPY. SPY bulls bounced today after a clear bear break. The question is, can that bounce continue? Can they change those hourly trends? And the most important scenario, I'm going to talk about it in my SPY video, but it's the tech sector. And we're looking for follow through and a tightening tech sector range, perhaps into the end of the year. If we do get follow through to bounce and look for a lower high, that couple days of bounce could be enough for the market and the Canadian MJ sector to give us these daily higher lows and continuation bull moves to shift that daily momentum just a little bit. So that's what I'm keeping a close eye on as we head into tomorrow. See how it all plays out. Hope you have a good rest of your day.